Research on sustainable whale disposal methods reveals effective offshore strategies that help maintain marine ecosystem balance by utilizing deceased whales, aiding in nutrient cycling and biodiversity. The study involved tracking a deceased humpback whale, which offered insights into predicting drift trajectories and keeping the ecosystem benefits by preventing shoreline washup. A string of whale strandings on the East Australian coastline and questions about the appropriate disposal methods for the remains have prompted a new study that highlights a sustainable, cultural, and ecosystem-beneficial offshore removal or decomposition. Dr. Olaf Meynecke from Griffith University's Whales and Climate Research Program led the case study in which a 14-menem female humpback whale was found floating deceased, likely due to a ship strike, in the coastal waters off Queensland's Noosa Heads in July 2023. The remains were intercepted before washing up on the shoreline, then repositioned 30 kilometers or 20 miles offshore and fitted with a satellite tag that tracked its position as it drifted with the wind and currents for 6 days before falling to the seabed. While Dr. Meynecke said it was always unfortunate to see these gentle giants deceased, the remains provided a first-ever scientific opportunity to test and develop a prediction method for the whale drift trajectory, allowing the whale's nutrients to stay in the marine ecosystem and assisting authorities with decision-making. As we've seen more and more whales stranding on Australian beaches in past years, the effective, safe, and culturally sensitive removal of whale remains near or on public beaches has become a major issue, he said. Our study shows that forecasting where whale remains might end up when floating at sea is possible with surprisingly high accuracy. There are 7 known methods to remove the remains of washed-up whales from our beaches. The most common in Australia is to have them transferred to a landfill. Other methods include transporting to a rendering facility for byproducts, composting, burials, natural decomposition on the beach, sinking the remains, and using explosives to break the remains down, all of which can be costly, technically challenging, and can pose public health risks. Towing whale remains out to deeper waters, as in this pilot study led by Dr. Meynecke, has also been used in Australia and internationally previously, but not all these disposal methods were successful due to the remains drifting back to shore or interrupting shipping lanes. Dr. Meynecke said these findings now provided an initial forecasting tool to predict where whale remains would drift and would offer the additional benefit of retaining the nutrients from decomposition within the marine ecosystem. Scavengers such as tiger sharks also play a crucial role in breaking down whale remains quickly. Perished whales provide a substantial nutrient source for marine ecosystems, and strategically placing whale remains offshore can enhance nutrient cycling and foster biodiversity, contribute to carbon removal, and marine flora enrichment for up to 7 years, Dr. Meynecke said. Their gradual decomposition sustains scavengers and detritivores and supports microbial communities and deep-sea organisms. The best strategy for handling whale remains depends on multiple factors and should be decided on a case-by-case basis. Offshore disposal can be an ethical, cost-effective, and safe option if managed appropriately. By integrating scientific research and practical management strategies presented in our study, we can enhance our ability to predict and effectively manage the drift of whale remains, ensuring that ecological benefits are maximized while minimizing adverse impacts. Whales are among the oldest and most impressive creatures on our planet. For centuries, these giants have roamed the seas, leaving a profound impact on ecosystems not only because of their size, but also because of their ecological role. The journeys whales undertake after death have been a mysterious research area for scientists. Dr. Olaf Meynecke and his team are conducting extensive research to understand the impact of whales on the ecosystem after their death. This research reveals how whale remains decompose in the open sea and how this process benefits the marine ecosystem. In July 2023, a dead humpback whale was found off the coast of Noosa Heads, Queensland, becoming the center of this research. Dr. Meynecke and his team intercepted the 14-meter female whale's remains before they washed ashore, moving them 30 kilometers offshore. The whale remains were then tracked with a satellite tag as they drifted with the wind and currents, before finally settling on the seafloor. Whale remains provide significant nutrients to the marine ecosystem. These nutrients are vital for microbial communities and deep-sea organisms living on the seafloor. Additionally, scavengers like tiger sharks quickly break down these remains, contributing to the nutrient cycle. The post-mortem journeys of whales have intrigued not just modern scientists, but also sailors and researchers throughout history. Ancient sailors observed how whale remains contributed to the nutrient cycle in the seas. These observations laid the foundation for modern scientific research. Famous scientists have studied the impact of whale remains on ecosystems for years. For example, Dr. Sylvia Earle has said, "Whales are the great gardeners of the seas. Their post-mortem decomposition enriches the seafloor and increases biodiversity." There are many methods to dispose of whale remains, including transporting them to landfills, rendering facilities, composting, burial, natural decomposition on the beach, sinking, and using explosives. However, each method is costly and technically challenging. Dr. Meynecke and his team emphasize the ecological benefits of offshore decomposition of whale remains. This method enhances the nutrient cycle, promotes biodiversity, and enriches the seafloor. In the future, scientific research and practical management strategies will be combined to predict and effectively manage the drift of whale remains, maximizing ecological benefits while minimizing adverse impacts. The post-mortem journeys of whales are an important research area for marine ecosystems. Dr. Olaf Meynecke and his team's work highlights the ecological benefits of whale remains and offers recommendations for sustainable disposal. Offshore decomposition of whale remains enhances the nutrient cycle, promotes biodiversity, and enriches the seafloor. Therefore, sustainable and ecologically beneficial methods should be preferred for the disposal of whale remains. Whales are vital for the health and biodiversity of marine ecosystems. Their decomposition enriches the seafloor and promotes biodiversity. Therefore, more research should be conducted on the role and importance of whales in the ecosystem. Famous scientists have conducted significant research on the role of whales in ecosystems. These studies reveal the ecological benefits of whale remains and suggest sustainable disposal methods. For example, Dr. Sylvia Earle and Dr. Roger Payne have conducted important work on the role of whales in marine ecosystems. In the future, more research will be conducted on the ecological benefits of whale remains. These studies will provide scientific data to predict and effectively manage the drift of whale remains. Additionally, sustainable disposal methods will be developed to enhance the positive impacts of whale remains on the ecosystem. The post-mortem journeys of whales are a significant research area for marine ecosystems. Dr. Olaf Meynecke and his team's work highlights the ecological benefits of whale remains and suggests sustainable disposal methods. Therefore, sustainable and ecologically beneficial methods should be preferred for the disposal of whale remains. In this video, we have discussed the post-mortem journeys of whales and their impact on the ecosystem. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to learn more about the role and importance of whales in marine ecosystems. If you want to see more videos on this topic, let us know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Goodbye.